Historic statue of Paul Kruger at Church Square in Pretoria. The monument of the Anglo war hero was defaced with splashes of lime green paint. The act has since drawn widespread reaction. The City of Tshwane has condemned the vandalism, another heritage monument defaced. This comes just days after the ANC Youth League in Tshwane called for the removal of the statue. The economic freedom fighters are fingered as the culprits. They deny responsibility but praised the act. Meanwhile, police will keep a strong presence at the statue. The Tshwane municipality also intends to enhance security at all iconic structures in the city, such as the Voortrekker Monument, Freedom Park and the Liberation Museum. And now joining us live from our Pretoria studio is Blessing Manale, spokesperson for the City of Tshwane. Thanks for joining us, Blessing. Now, other statues of colonial figures have been defaced in other parts of the country. Was this incident expected?
Well, we should say that we're expecting it because since last week we started having engagements with the Youth League, and they committed that they will engage with us peacefully. They'll submit a memorandum to the executive mayor, and then we'll take the debate forward from there.
Now, we understand charges have been laid against the culprits who defaced this specific statue. Have their identities been confirmed?
Well, let me say that we've got conclusive evidence of the suspects, and that was provided by, amongst others, our own CCTV coverage as well as coverage from private citizens. We've indeed opened a case of malicious damage to property, and will actually be considering other indictments under the heritage resources legislation.
Blessing, where do we draw the line when editing the history and figures who have played an influential role in South Africa's narrative?
Well, it's not necessarily about drawing the line. What we believe is that there should be space for all historians to capture the history of South Africa, including the struggle against apartheid, but as well as the contribution of various other leaders. The question is whether do you put those artifacts in public spaces, do you keep them in museums, but you cannot just erode history.
Now, speaking of eroding history, who will ultimately have the power to decide, and how will this be resolved?
Well, the executive mayor has called for constructive dialogue. Look, don't forget that even before this process, we were already engaging in the process, like the name change of the city itself, as well as the name change of the streets in Tshwane. We have recently even called for the reconsideration of township links like Soshanguve. So it's not actually a totally new project.
Blessing, just finally, for a statue to be removed, which processes need to be followed, if any?
Well, we'll have to undergo public consultations. We'll have to speak to the Minister of Arts and Culture. And a number of organizations will indeed have interest in the outcome of such a consultation.
Blessing, thank you very much for joining us on the news at 8.
Thank you very much.